Welcome back to another episode of the Trash Talk Podcast. Today, we're going to be learning some new stuff, and we're going to be continuing a streak, which you can see behind us right there. We're going to go to 4 in the halftime show. No biggie at all. But, just knocking out the crosswords left and right. It's going to be easy. But before that, we have pub quiz questions coming up again. It is my turn this week to get quizzed pub-wise. I should have said publicly. Publicly pub quiz by JJ.
Since you can't go to an actual pub, go to our virtual pub quiz.
We have 50 questions.
Actually, you might be able to go to physical pubs again. I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
I'm literally not keeping up.
But we have 50 questions, and it's going to go as we do every week. You're going to ask them. Some of them are British, so don't be surprised if that occurs. I'm going to wait for a second. The viewer at home pauses the video, answers the question. Resumes the video. I will answer the question, and then you give the answer. And both I and all the viewers check off on their list if they get it right or wrong. And then at the end, we tally up the points and compare them in the comments. That's the way that it goes. My goal, as always, is to go for 60%, but I did that twice in a row, but those were very good days too. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that, but I'll do my best, and I'm ready to go, JJ.
Pub quiz questions, HQ.com, general knowledge quiz, round 61, updated in July 2020.
Verified too.
Yes.
Big. Let's get it.
Tom Hanks stars as James B. Donovan, a lawyer recruited by the CIA to defend Soviet Rudolf Abel in which 2015 thriller?
He defends or defeats Rudolf Abel, the Soviet guy?
Defends, it says.
Defends, really? Huh. The name of the movie is question, right?
Yes.
Interstellar.
Bridge of Spies. Interstellar was about space travel, believe it or not.
Yeah, man, it's a movie of the last 10 years that I've heard of, man. I don't know anything.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
True.
Is a line from which William Shakespeare play? Wouldn't it not have been hilarious if that was actually the question?
Well, which is the answer now? Hamlet.
Well, it would, yes, Hamlet. That's correct. Oh. Which also shares its name with a Japanese automobile company, is the first month of the Jewish calendar.
Okay, so for clarification, they want a word that starts with the letter N.
Yes.
That's the name of a Japanese auto company and the first month of the Jewish calendar, Nissan.
That is correct. I did not know that the Jewish thing. I didn't know the company. MVG is the acronym of which Dutch-born Premier League darts champion from 2016. That sounds like a very you question, actually.
Yes, Michael van Gerwen.
Michael van Gerwen is correct.
Sergey's looking at me like not everyone should know MVG. Like, are you insane or something? Like what's wrong with you? Like, you don't know darts? Are you kidding me? Like, go back to your gulag that you came from, man. What the hell? Jesus.
The Trash Talk Podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Of Sergey eating a kebab, sitting behind the computer, just not doing anything. Let's go. Let's keep going.
Kashio Tadao founded which Japanese electronics company, well known in the UK for its digital watches and calculators?
I don't know this, but just probability-wise, I'm going to say Casio.
That is correct.
This dude's name was almost that.
Oh. I didn't realize that. Yes, that is true.
Casio.
I think I have a Casio calculator lying around somewhere.
Yeah, I think I have too.
Isn't that the ones we had to order for school?
That might have been one, yeah.
Because, see, we don't get our calculators from Texas Instruments.
Yeah, I know. That's about to say. I know 2 companies that make calculators. And that's one of them. So.
Ah, yes. I think Texas Instruments has like some sort of monopoly on the American school system or something.
TI and then Casio is the only ones I know.
What is the nationality of the 2010 Snooker World Champion winner, Neil Robertson? You probably know that one too.
Of course. It's Australian. He's a famous man. Man, I like the fact that both the British questions so far are from sports that I watch. I appreciate that. That's good. Australia.
That is correct, by the way, for the viewers. Which 2012 film features the quote, "Hope. It is the only thing stronger than fear. A little hope is effective. A lot of hope is dangerous. A spark is fine, as long as it's contained."
What was can you give me the answer to the first question again?
Bridge of Spies.
Bridge of Spies is my answer.
That is incorrect.
Dang it.
The correct answer is The Hunger Games.
Okay, could have been Interstellar here. I would have probably been pissed. Okay.
I just imagine you guessing like 5 different movies during the course of this quiz, and like every one is correct for a different question,
movies,
though.
Am I right? Who cares?
See, the thing is, I've seen that movie, and I could not have told you that was a quote from there. I've also read the books.
What, Bridge of Spies or Hunger Games?
Hunger Games, yes. Dude, those books are actually pretty good. The movies were okay. Though it makes sense with the whole spy. Anyways. In 2003, which street magician spent 44 days enclosed in a plexiglass box 30 feet into the air in New York City?
There's only one human on the planet that would do that, and that's David Blaine, so it had to be David Blaine.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Detective Harry Bosch is a fictional LAPD detective in a series of novels by which American author?
John Steinbeck. Not true at all.
Michael Connolly. The Koninklijke Palace is the official residence at the disposal of the monarchy in which country?
Can you spell
that second word was not hard to read, that's just disposal. D-I-S, no, I'm joking. K-O-N-I-N-K-L-I-J-K.
Okay.
And then
yeah, got it.
P-A-L-E-I-S.
Netherlands.
That is correct. Oh, I assume, now that I've read it multiple times, that the Palais, whatever thing, is probably just means palace, yeah. So that
daily reminder that a country in which we are less than 150 kilometers away from has currently a reigning king in 2020.
Okay, you should be done with the first cheat?
Yes, and I am 7-3, so I'm on pace very much, so that's good. Let's keep it going like that.
Which U.S. comedian dedicated her autobiography to Kanye West? A. Amy Schumer. B. Tina Fey. C. Joan Rivers.
I've heard of Schumer and Joan Rivers.
Actually, I hadn't heard of
Kanye? I know Amy Schumer only through memes because apparently she's so bad.
I have heard the same thing. Interesting enough, I had not heard of Joan Rivers. I had heard of Tina Fey, but also only
one.
But also all of them only tangentially.
Like Joan Rivers is like 100,000 years old. Like to Kanye, I don't think so. Let's say Tina Fey. It's the only one I don't know.
It is Joan Rivers.
Damn, that woman really had humor. Crazy.
Which country has the most lakes in Europe? A. Finland. B. Switzerland. Or C. Scotland.
The country of 1,000 lakes, I think, Finland.
That is correct. Which mobile messaging service was created by Evan Spiegel? Ah, fuck's sake. Yeah, you know what I mean. Bobby Murphy and Reggie Brown, whilst they were students at Stanford University. I like that they unnecessarily used whilst instead of just saying while.
I
appreciate that. Like,
was there a year given? No, right? There wasn't.
No.
Messaging service. Discord.
Snapchat.
Let me guess. That's gay.
I would have probably never guessed Discord on one of those questions. I would have probably said something like WhatsApp or...
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know these days. I know who made Facebook. That's like the only...
Which style of dance originated along the River Plate in the 1880s and in 2009 was approved by UNESCO to join its Intangible Cultural Heritage list?
If it's such a famous dance from Argentina, it has to be the tango.
That is correct.
That's the only reasonable. I didn't know this, but it was the only answer that made sense.
Oh, I think I knew the answer to this one, though. How many paintings did Vincent van Gogh sell during his lifetime?
Trap questions. He himself sold.
More importantly, during his lifetime.
Yeah, during his lifetime. No, but yeah, but that's...
I mean, yeah, but yes.
It's not about how many Van Gogh paintings were sold, it's how many did he sell, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure, though I don't know this for a fact, that he was the only one selling his paintings during his lifetime. I don't think he had, like, an agent or something.
2.
1.
Wow.
It's The Red Vineyard. I thought I've heard that story. That wasn't like a guy he like personally knew anyways, like
I don't know, maybe.
who basically just took pity on him and bought one of his paintings because he wasn't very popular around the time of his life, as most artists are.
That's true. I don't know. Not good.
In what year did the Titanic sink?
1912.
That is correct. Which French oracle, born in 1503, uttered the final words, "Tomorrow at sunrise I shall no longer be here," on the evening before his death?
Nostradamus.
That is correct. And that's probably his most clear and accurate prediction he ever made.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Like,
Thanks.
that's one that you could probably actually like guess somewhat accurately. Which European country is known as the Land of Fire and Ice?
Iceland.
That is correct. In the English nursery rhyme, who was born on a Monday and died on a Sunday?
Solomon something something. I forget the other part of the name. Fuck. I don't know. Something Solomon, I think. I don't know.
Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, got christened on a Tuesday, got wet on a Wednesday, fell ill on Thursday, got worse on Friday, died... Wait, I thought he died on Saturday and was buried on Sunday? Nah, I don't know. Anyways, yes.
I forgot the list. That doesn't count as an answer.
I figured as such.
Yeah.
I would have been able to tell you that instantaneously.
Oh,
because there's a DC Comics character named after him, and he... Like, one of his defining characteristics is that he constantly recites that nursery rhyme.
You can't say that.
In which... No, wait, it just says which. Which English physicist born in Woolsthorpe, I think, Lincolnshire, in 1642, was the first to mathematically describe gravity? Yes.
That was Isaac Newton.
The answer reads as Sir Isaac Newton.
I don't give a fuck about sirs.
That was the second sheet.
And I am 13 and 7. So, we're going. We're trying. Doing our best.
This Be the Verse, first published in 1971, is a poem by which English poet?
This Be the Verse.
This Be the Verse.
Jack Huffington.
Philip Larkin. Paul Martin, Stephen or Stephen Harper, people pronounce it differently, and Justin Trudeau have all served as Prime Minister of which country?
Canada.
Yeah, that was easy. Dude, sometimes I'm surprised that if there's actually 10... 2, 4, 6, 8... Dude, like sometimes it doesn't look like 10 questions.
Yeah, I know. Those look really short.
In March 2000, which British business magnate and adventurer was knighted for services to entrepreneurship?
No.
Sir Richard Branson. Which Austrian symbolist painter is known for painting The Kiss in 1908? I think it's just supposed to say 1908.
There's some Vienna secession stuff, huh? What's the guy's name? There's actually a couple of artists that were like associated with that. Was it like Max Kurzweil or something? He was the founder of the whole movement, but I don't know. I'm assuming it might have been him.
Gustav Klimt.
That's the other guy. I've heard of him. But okay.
In which year did Charles, Prince of Wales, marry Lady Diana Spencer at St. Paul's Cathedral, London? A. 1981. B. 1982. And you're not gonna guess this. C. 1983.
1981.
That is correct.
Wow. Okay. Luck shot.
Kampala is the capital of which East African country?
Uganda.
That is correct. Steve Rogers is better known as which Marvel Comics superhero?
The Flash.
That's not even a Marvel character.
How the fuck am I supposed to know that?
Captain America.
Captain America, cool, there we go.
I find those hilarious because for anyone who like knows anything about comics, it's like a trivial question.
I mean, that happens the other way too sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, right?
It's just funny.
Oh, I don't know.
We have a couple more questions on the sheet.
Hey.
Which planet is named after an ancient Greek god of the sky?
Uranus.
That is correct. Which I believe was a Titan, as a matter of fact.
Might be true.
So he predates the traditional gods. But yeah. Michael Greco, I assume that's how it's pronounced. Could be Gresho, but it's double C, so I assume it's Greco. Appeared as Beppe Di Marco in which English TV soap?
Little Britain. That's not true. I know that for a fact. It's like the only.
It's also not a soap, I think.
Little Britain is cultural value. Soaps are garbage. I don't know.
EastEnders, which apparently I don't think was the first time that was the answer in one of these quizzes.
They
like that show.
I'm gonna ask next time.
Yeah, the quiz makers like that show.
I guess. Yeah.
Mental note. Which Colombian drug lord was known as El Patron? Patron.
Pablo Escobar.
Yes. Pronunciation, man.
I am
Patron, yeah.
18 and 12. Nothing spectacular, but okay.
Which Saints' Day takes place on the 17th of March each year?
Paddy's Day.
That is, in fact, St. Patrick's Day. Cerveza Quilmes is a beer that originates from which country?
Can you spell that?
Cerveza Quilmes.
South American makes beers. Paraguay. Yes.
Argentina. Which German philosopher born in Rocken in 1844 challenged the foundation of Christianity and other forms of traditional morality?
Friedrich Nietzsche.
That is correct.
Yeah. What a goat.
Oh boy. Which European political leader was Time Magazine's Person of the Year 2015?
Angela Hitler.
In my notes it says Angela Merkel.
That's actually just her nickname. Her real name is Angela Hitler. In case you didn't know. I'm gonna count that, by the way, because my answer is more accurate than the one that on the sheet.
So here's one that I know you know because you said you know it.
Okay.
Born in White Plains, New York in 1984, which former Harvard University student was co-founder of Facebook?
I should have actually given time, but yes.
Yes, you should have given time.
Mark Zuckerberg,
The Zuck. Lara Croft is a fictional character from which video game franchise?
Tomb Raider.
That is correct.
That was a clutch answer, man. I dug deep in my brain to pull that one out.
Saturn V is a 1994 single from which band who formed in Oldham in 1983?
Boy, I don't know. No.
The Inspiral Carpets. It might also be the Inspiral Carpets. I don't know.
Okay. Never heard of.
Which style of Indian curry sauce, which is fairly hot, originates in the south of the country, is red in color due to its greater proportion of tomato puree and spices?
It's called Madras.
That is correct. Though when you say it, it sounds more like it's Spanish than Indian.
Yeah, it does, actually. Yeah.
Which sea does the River Thames empty into?
The North Sea.
That is correct. Which 1979 American war film sees Martin Sheen play Captain Benjamin Willard, a veteran U.S. officer on a secret mission to assassinate Colonel Walter Kurtz, played by Marlon Brando?
Boy, I don't know, man. Oh, movies again. Saving Private Ryan.
Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
And I believe we have one more sheet to do.
Yes, 25 and 15. That's good.
That is good indeed.
I'll take that one, but I need more.
I mean, you need, what, like,
5
to go, I was once I hit your goal, you need to hit half of these questions,
Yes.
which clearly you've shot above previously in some of them.
That's
Not
true.
all of them, of course, because if... Actually, yeah, no. If you only need half, then you
Yeah.
overshot on average as well. All that is to say, which Premier League football club played at the Dell until 2001?
Yeah, dude. I'm just drawing it out because I know the answer, right? So I'm just giving suspense. I mean, it's quite clear that it's London. I mean, obviously it's London.
Southampton!
Oh.
Which apparently is one word, according to this answer.
Yeah, Southampton.
I did not know that.
That's where the Titanic left off before it sank in 1912.
How many general elections did the Labour Party win under Tony Blair's leadership?
Tres.
That is correct. Which dance move swept the internet in 2016 where the dancer simultaneously drops their head while raising an arm and elbow?
The dad.
That is correct.
Dude, remember the Usos doing that shit the whole time? Yeah.
Alicia Otis is generally considered to be the inventor of which form of transportation?
I've heard of this. Yeah. What? Escalators.
The lift, in parentheses, elevator.
Right. I should have known this.
Which two colors are associated with Halloween?
Orange and black.
That is correct. Which controversial Australian tennis player pulled out of the 2016 Rotterdam Open to play in an NBA celebrity game?
A controversial Australian tennis player.
Yes, he pulled out of the 2016 Rotterdam Open to play in the NBA celebrity game.
I'm not sure if he's Australian, but Andy Murray.
Nick Kyrgios.
Okay.
Which accolade was passed to Joan Ellen Houckard? I don't know. Of Poole Dorset on 28th of May 2020.
What? Can you repeat that question, please?
Which accolade was passed to Joan Eileen Houckard of Poole Dorset on the 28th of May 2020?
I have no clue. Never heard of her.
Oldest person in the UK at the age of 112.
God damn it, man.
Listen, right? You're gonna get two.
That's insane.
You're gonna get at least the next two. At least are gonna be
There's
easy.
3 more
Don't
left.
worry about it.
Okay.
There's 3 more left. The next 2 are at least easy.
Let's get him.
The other one I would not personally know probably, but it's guessable at the very least. Which is the 4th letter of the Greek alphabet?
Delta.
That is correct. Who is the father of American actor and rapper Jaden Smith?
Is he now more famous than his father? Have we really
I don't think so.
really got this far. Obviously, it's Will Smith. The Fresh
So as I said,
Prince.
those 2 were easy.
The Fresh Prince himself.
The last one, I don't know if you know it, but it doesn't. It seems knowable. Which color are Amazonite gemstones? Amazonite? Probably Amazonite.
I guess. Oh. Always the same color?
I don't know.
Like emerald, sort of. Like they're like the same color of emerald gemstones, similar. So like Dark green.
The answer is green.
Does it count?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, you said green. It was green.
Fair enough. That for the third time in a row, I've gone 31 and 19, which hits my goal. Haven't improved, but also I think 60% still is decent in quizzes. I think it's very strong. I got lucky this time, I will say, with 2 British questions being right down my alley with the snooker and the darts player, which should be common knowledge. But we have some people here who have spent the majority of their life in a Siberian gulag, so they don't know. It happens. It happens. You haven't seen it, but it happened. Ain't that right? Yeah, that's right. We have a fact of the week. Actually, 2 of them. Yeah, after I'm sure coming up. But JJ, what is your fact of this week for this week?
Oh boy. I'm just gonna mention it because we haven't really brought it up on the channel so far, and I feel like people should be aware that we are aware and that this is happening, and we're gonna make a video about it. Don't worry. There's been an announced Hearthstone update. As a matter of fact, well, but it comes out on Tuesday, and there's a bunch of nerfs and updates. And don't worry, we'll have a report about it on Monday.
Yeah.
Potentially featuring certain someone I'm
That's
not
your
gonna...
fact.
And also that kind of messed with our budget series a little bit. Just a little bit. Yes! That is my fact.
So getting so lazy with those facts.
I have announced a video that people did not know was gonna come out, and with the exact date.
Prepare better facts. My fact of the week, actually I have a couple of them, but I'm not going to use the Hearthstone fact now, because you already had one that kind of relates. I'm going to go with this one because it's kind of ridiculous. So in the United State of Maine, you might have heard it, the act of selling the plant, aka marijuana, is illegal for, selling them as a drug dealer.
Okay, that's not really that surprising.
However, what is not illegal is possessing or consuming the plant. So selling is the only legal part. Hence, drug dealers, at least the smart ones, have started services where they go and recover people's lost marijuana for a fee.
Okay. So, first of all, that is how those laws should work. You should not be criminalizing any sort of drug habit. You should be criminalizing the sale.
Yes.
And for marijuana, I'm not even sure if that even should be a problem, but that's a whole separate debate.
Not in the same country that legalizes the sale and consumption of alcohol and tobacco. That's hypocritical.
And so, first of all, good on them for having somewhat reasonable laws. Second of all, yeah, I don't think that cop-out really works that well. I mean...
It works. It holds up. It's held up.
Yeah, I think if you can, as a criminal prosecutor, you can prove that they imported and then distributed the drug in compensation for money, I don't think that is legal.
Well, if you can prove that, yeah, sure. But how are you going to, right? It's not illegal to
probably with a sting, but
handing someone the drug in exchange for money isn't illegal if there's not a sales contract or any if it's actually a sale. If it's I lost it, go find it, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but then all you have to do... Basically... I mean, honeypots are legal in the US, right? So you can just literally send someone to solicit finding of their drugs, at which point, obviously, they never lost those drugs, thereby they can prove that guy is just selling them drugs.
What if the guy just comes back with hey, I found your drugs, here's your drugs. Now pay me for my service, not the product, the service. And you're like, wait, I didn't... Well, I found this marijuana. I found it. It was under a park bench. I found it. I'm not selling this to you. Yeah, I'm being paid for the service.
Yeah, no,
up front.
I don't think that works.
It's held up before. It does work. They're doing it.
I mean, I'm sure that there's cases where that was used as a defense, and since they couldn't disprove it, it worked. But I'm saying that probably you cannot, continuously run that as a business and expect to get away with it every time.
They're doing it. It's happening. So that's my fact of the week. We have a halftime show.
I wonder, though, if you could gift someone marijuana.
Yeah, of course.
Because if that is legal, then you could consider, the transportation as a service, but the good as a gift, sort of a thing.
Exactly. You're selling the service, not the product. That's
because that might kind of work. Yeah. Though again,
just the wording,
especially in the common law system in the US, like just because something isn't in the exact statute isn't exactly worded in a way doesn't mean that you can get away with it. It's
actually in the United States you should. That's the 10th Amendment. Is it 10th Amendment or 9th Amendment?
Which one?
The one that in case of dubiosity always favors the accused. Like
I mean the
a lot of isn't
the right to a fair trial is the 5th. No, I don't know if that falls under that.
No. A law that isn't exactly in written form as is accused of cannot be executed. So no additional laws can be like made up out of what isn't exactly written down. That's
yes, but
10.
I know that they can also definitely play the whole definition game. Like the court can play that just as well as lawyers can, where it's like, they can say that if you deliver a good to me and I pay you money, it is commonly understood to be a sale, and thereby it would fall under the law of selling a thing.
Well, that's why you have like a paper or a contract that explicitly states it's a finding service. But okay, this is not a sale. The client was well aware this is not a sale. I found his lost marijuana. All parties were aware of it. Just documented that way. Works. At which point, of course, how important or how functional is the law of bidet?
Yeah, but also at that point, if you can prove that is inaccurate, then you don't. Then
you're not going to prove it. There's two parties involved. They're both going to say this what happened. It's just how it goes.
One of the ways you can prove it is the one I previously explained.
It's happening. There you go. That's my fact.
And also at that point, it's also fraud, I think. So, you know.
I'm not sure. We have a half-time show anyway. We have
because your contract reports inaccurate information. I think it's fraudulent.
We have a crossword. We have a streak to continue. We had 3. We need to go to 4. What do we got?
Excellent.
It's okay. Pressure's on, but we are about to do this, so...
I think this 3-letter one is egg.
Easter stuff. Colors. Yeah, dude, for sure.
Could you film this theme about a holiday? I guess it's Easter.
Yeah, it's Easter for sure. Let's do the Easter crossword. Easter find is an egg.
You can't really be that much further away from Easter than right now, right? Like,
I guess, yeah.
It doesn't go that much further away.
So, egg. Bean type.
I mean, that's technically would not. Normally, we go.
Yeah. Indian bread is naan.
How's it spelled?
Naan.
Okay, never mind. Because I wasn't sure if it was a
non-violent.
Most Western of the Aleutians.
The Aleutians.
Sure, let's go with Aleutians.
Most Western, so like basically in Russia.
Twosome. Duo. Earth Day month.
Month with 5 letters.
Oh,
March,
yes.
April. Yeah.
0, nothing, nada, niente, nil, 0, zilch. What one might do at a buffet. Eat up.
Yeah.
Swamp animal.
Gator. Wildebeest.
Wildebeest.
Gnu. And Atu is the westernmost of the Aleutians.
Well, yes.
That's like right at the date line already. International date line.
What scissors do to paper?
Cut.
A winter bug.
Flu.
Oh, not literal bug. Rage or craze. Encounter or discover. Is it meet? No, it's probably not meet. Find?
Find?
Yes.
Yeah.
Image. It ain't picture.
No.
Beam type. Now you can tell me. I mean, there's various.
Yeah.
World Cup organization is FIFA.
Ah, yes.
What a low pH is classified as acid. German title. I mean, there's a bunch.
German title? Huh?
German title.
That's possible.
Toy Story Boy is Andy. Beam type.
What bean title are we missing here, dude?
Image is icon.
Yeah.
German title ends in ON.
Fuck, like royalty title?
I don't know.
We could force letters in there later.
Oh, is it like Vaughn?
Oh, Vaughn. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
Fun.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Vaughn Miller. There we go.
Way out there. Like way out there.
I don't know, man.
Edmonton skater.
Dude. Not cool.
Young bird.
Chip.
That does make sense. I could blank
Eat
a
egg.
horse. Ugh.
Is the skater white? Like
I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Name white. Name. Yes, he's white. No, that's not.
Whoops. Low budget prefix.
Like economy something? Econo? No. Oh, it is.
Well, apparently it is. Tuna type. As in the fish.
Bro.
I think. Scrabble piece. Is it a
Tile.
tile? Big name in PCs.
Acer.
Blank 1. Bronx MC. I believe an MC is a rapper.
Yeah. What's the cross one in 25?
Hospital section.
ER. Well, emergency room.
I was about to say ER means emergency room. I guess it's already a thing.
ERs. Good sections. Yeah. Yeah, easy.
So the something one is K something and the
Fill in the vowel there.
is it wait, I was about to say Ollie for the name, but it doesn't quite work. But it's also probably the last name anyway, so
Yeah. We can force those all in later.
sure. The way out there has an
Yawn? As in yonder?
okay. You've got mail, company. Rowing need.
A paddle. The boat.
That is not the correct answer. Medicinal plant.
No way.
Would that not have been
It
something?
could be hemp though. Aloe.
Yeah. Kareem, formerly. Fails to be. Isn't. U.S. satellite. What Washington wouldn't tell.
Eli.
Minus.
Less?
That's dumb.
No.
Possessus. Owns. Lou.
Cool.
U.S. satellite is
ESS something.
Rubbish. Normally I would say trash,
Yeah.
but it doesn't quite fit.
We could force the ESS thing. Try vowels. Tan something. Tar.
Golf prop.
T. So tat.
It's a tat.
That's rubbish. It's garbage.
I don't know, man. Related. Akin?
Yeah.
Religious figure of Easter.
Jesus. Yeah.
Substitute.
Swap.
Oh, to substitute. I see. I was thinking of the noun. Like a replacement, you know? What's this one? Cheney in horror films. Hawaiian garland.
Oh, Christ.
Low carb diet is keto. Where are we? There we are. Traditional Easter greeting.
He is risen.
That's not spooky at all.
Talking about Jesus.
Word on a penny.
Okay.
It ain't cent.
No.
Rowing need. So something low. 1921 sci-fi play. Substitute. How about... Oh no, I said TV awards are the Emmys. Oh, is it the
Awards.
musicians organization?
Band? Oh, it's a 3-letter.
I assume it's probably something else, but blossom is bloom. Maybe something found in one across. That's an egg. Probably an Easter egg specifically. Yeah. Mount Olympus residents. Gods?
Yeah.
Not even is odd. Prefix meaning one is mono. I should probably have not gone right to left. National symbol is a flag.
Yeah.
For all the vexicologists out there.
Candy egg.
Alphabet trio is A, B, C. Yeah. That's not a C.
Yeah. And then we got candy.
And then AFM is the musicians organization.
Oh, okay.
Karaoke instrument. Mic.
Ah.
You know Michael.
Yeah, I've heard of Michael.
Informal talk is a chat. And then keep out of sight is hide. First murder victim. Oh, Abel.
I see what they mean.
Group including Michelangelo and Leonardo. TMNT. The Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, as they were known in Britain.
Really?
Yes, because ninjas were too violent.
Christ.
Genesis Garden is Eden. I know that.
What if turtles are too violent?
I don't know. Boston Basketballer.
What?
He's a real baller, that one.
What the hell?
Green. Eco?
Ah, okay, because they're called Celtics. Okay, now I see.
He's a Celt.
I thought they were thinking about a specific person. Cool.
Place to relax is a spa, which means that temp is the substitute, as in substitute teacher. Yeah. Period of time is not an era, no. Also not an eon. Fuck, why do they all start with E?
Age.
Oh, yeah. That one starts with an A. St. Patrick's Day month. We had that recently.
Yeah, was it March.
I was about to say, probably March.
17th.
Cry of Discovery.
I thought it was Eureka.
That is what I thought as well. Wait, is it like aha or something?
Might be.
Take on.
Prefix related to fat is
Lipo.
Lipo, yeah.
Lipa. I mean, the problem is, right, it could be anything, right? I don't know. iPhone voice is Siri. And bunny movement is a hop, as we all know.
We do know.
As Hearthstone fans.
Easy. Volcanic
flow is ash, which I would not have considered a flow, but sure. AM or FM device is a radio. Bird sounds a chirp. Egyptian god of the Nile. I actually don't know that.
No, we could get the across one, so aha.
Prefix discovery is aha. And prefix relating to fat apparently is adip.
Adip, yeah.
As in like adipose.
Yeah. Eddie!
Listen, it's right next to the P.
It's true. If you've seen a German keyboard, man, you want to go and hang yourself, please.
I actually don't mind German keyboards at all.
I don't like it like that. So we can do the
tuna type. The advanced get. Oh, we could also probably do
force all those. We'll do
calculator button equals. And that's probably, is it like it's not plus minus something? Is it something like add? It's probably not a button that says that. On off.
Yeah, could be.
It's not gonna be off.
No.
That would have been dumb.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably one of those those delete ones. They have like names.
DEL. I don't know.
No, like fancier names. Okay. Smell, scent, or fragrance. Odor. Wait, no, that does.
Yeah, it does fit.
SpongeBob's snail.
Larry. Go.
Gerald. Light brown.
Huh.
Story or narrative. Tale. Tale as old as time.
Tail.
Coffee alternative is tea, which I
Didn't even see that.
don't agree with. Facts and figures is data. Or data.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is oral. Baseball's Sandberg.
Well, force it in. What's your cross one?
Light brown's tan. So it's Ryan.
Oh, that guy. Okay. The rest we can all force. Easy.
Hawaiian Garland ends in EI. And Cheney in horror movies.
Don't. It's a...
might be Ron.
Tom.
or-
Just force it.
Tom is a name?
Type letters. We win. Easy. Easy money.
Ion. Oh, on. Son, would have also been funny.
Yeah. Sure.
Long.
And then Lee. Okay.
Lay.
Ooh. We can get
What do we have down there? Calculator button.
dog, hog, pog. I don't know, man.
Log.
Log, yeah.
Well, the logarithm.
Oh, pog.
Word on a penny, by the way, ends in num.
Oh.
It's not enum, is it? No.
Anum, onum, something.
That would have been an enumerator. That would have been fun.
Try the...
Sci-fi play, I don't exactly know this. Okay.
I think.
A-E-I-O-U? Did I forget U? Yes.
Okay.
It's unum.
Yeah.
I guess it's Latin.
Oh, it's one, yeah, sure.
Oh. That makes total sense.
Sci-fi play.
Rowing need and the sci-fi play. Is it run? That's a word. Is it rum? That's also a word. Actually, might like them all better.
Just type letters, man. That's how we gotta do it, man.
Ah, fucking hell.
That's how the street goes. Rur.
Rawr.
Rowing need.
You've got mail company. Oh, AOL.
Ah, yes. And or. Okay, makes sense. AH.
Tuna type. Edmonton skater. 1. Wow. Fucking hell.
We'll just take it easy here.
That is.
Is it?
Ahi is Oiler. Oh, the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, dude.
You fool!
I never thought about hockey at all.
Oh, I thought it was a hockey question. I just thought they were asking for a player.
Because I was thinking skater. I'm thinking like a Tony Hawk type skater. Like not an ice skater.
I was thinking of ice skating immediately because it's in Canada!
Yeah, but like they're skating. Like
It's in Canada!
yeah, that doesn't mean they're all hockey players. Like if it says skater, like skater is a description of a guy who does who skateboards and stuff. That's typically what that refers to.
I mean, I was at ice skating and I was thinking there might be hockey.
You could have given me that hint. I don't know. No, I wouldn't. Like,
Wait!
skating doesn't go to ice. I was thinking.
It's the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, I was thinking about. Yeah, of course. I was thinking about like Tony Hawk
Not
type
to be fair, when you say Edmonton, it's only the second professional sports team that comes to mind. But you know,
yeah. But we did it. What's the other one?
the Eskimos.
They're not called that anymore.
No,
Nope, it's racist. They're not called that anymore. And you're a terrible person for saying that, even taking that.
are they not
You
the
think-
Edmonton Inuits?
No, they're but they're also changing their name. We have extended our streak to
I've got a new pen.
not 1, not 2, not 3, not 5, but 4 wins in a row. Sergey's moving tinfoil through the room in case you heard that. Probably not. 4. That means next.
the thin.
Oh, Christ! That means
I
next
thought this
week.
pen was a lot better than the previous one. It's just slightly better.
Next week you're going to be able to make a horizontal tick on there. Hopefully, if we win the next one, we have a second topic. This one.
See, I can make that tick and either say I'm striking out the current streak or I'm making it 5.
Exactly.
It works either way.
That's confusing. We have
I
second topic. I'm pulling out my laptop here. The big guns. We have this is a bit of a quiz for JJ. It's Hearthstone related, and some of the real OGs in Hearthstone might also want to play this, but this is not super trivial. So I'm going to need you to name cards.
Cards, yes. Snowflower Penguin.
I'm going to
with
specifically
desk
name
imp.
cards.
There's one more. Target dummy.
Certain condition. Bro, tiny fin.
More kind of thing. Thank you.
I'm going to need you to name cards that have been changed at least 2 times. Because we're seeing nerfs, buffs all the time, but how many cards have actually been changed more than once?
You want me to just name all of
And
them, or
Specifically, cards that have, because there would be too many if we did the entire history of Hearthstone, starting from Frozen Throne and further. So basically, since when I started playing.
Okay.
And this is cards that
were not changed twice since Frozen Throne, or that came out since Frozen Throne that were changed twice?
Cards that were changed twice, and the last change happened since Frozen Throne.
Okay.
So it could have been a card that was changed way back, but as recently as Frozen Throne.
The Caverns Below.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Rogue Quest. I'm not sure if it's actually the Caverns Below might be the reward. No, it's the quest itself, right? The Rogue Quest. The original one, the Angora one.
It doesn't seem to be on the list. Maybe it was,
These have changed like 4 times.
Did it ever change when I was playing?
I mean, didn't Angora come out after Frozen Throne?
No, Angora was before Frozen.
Okay, but they changed it like 4 times.
Yeah. I believe that to be true.
Luna's Pocket Galaxy.
That is definitely correct.
Was buffed and then nerfed back to its original state. Sludge Slurper.
Sludge? Yes, correct.
Same idea. They nerfed it and then they buffed it back.
Went from 1 attack to 2 and then back.
Magma Giant. No, wait, that's not what it's called. Molten Giant.
Molten Giant.
Same idea. They nerfed him and then they unnerfed him.
Yeah.
That happens a lot, actually.
They changed him 3 times.
Okay.
In very early days, he went from a 10-10 to an 8-8.
Okay.
Then his cost went from 20 to 25, and then later he went
from 25 to 20 when they Hall of Famed him. Yeah. Let's see. It's getting obviously getting harder because I'm picking what comes up. So obviously the ones that come to mind first are the easy ones, in my mind. All right. I think it was more Boomsday cards. They were in the freaking Rise of the Mech update that were changed and then changed back. It wasn't just Luna's. There was others. I think it was one that was like reduced by 2 and then increased by 1 again or something, but actually tried balancing it rather than just unbuffing it. And I'm stalling because obviously I'm not coming up with any of those right now, which is annoying. There's other ones. The freaking Boomsday cards, they were all class cards that they changed, right?
I think so.
And some of those were changed back.
I can give you a hint, maybe? Think about, like, the most prominent Boomsday cards.
Zilliax was never changed.
Like, who's the face of the Boomsday?
Dr. Boom,
yes.
Mad Genius.
Yeah. He went from 7 to 9 mana and back when he rotated.
Right!
Because he was too strong for standard, but in Wild it doesn't matter because they don't care about it.
I mean, to be fair, Wild is a higher power level in general, so it makes sense that you wouldn't necessarily need to change it back. I'm also kind of low-key thinking about like what they did for like Wild changes, because some stuff did change. Oh, we're right. They changed a bunch of cards. They unnerfed a bunch of cards when they did Boom and Slurper. Slurper was the only one who stayed in standard, I think, that they changed.
Yeah.
A lot of those were actually like doing like stuff that was previously, unnerfed, that's what I said. That was actually, I think that might have also been when they changed Molten Giant. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just gonna say that might have been around that time.
I want to say, just glancing over, most cards in this list are Boomsday, or at least Boomsday is the most represented one here.
Yeah, that makes sense. They did the thing where they buffed 1 card per class, I think was what it was.
Yeah.
And then they undid some of those buffs. So,
I'll give you a couple more minutes, and then if you don't know anymore, we're gonna go through the list, and you'll see if you can at least tell me the double changes that were made.
Yeah, I know there's some other cards that were changed multiple times, but that was like way earlier. Like, for example, like freaking there was a Hunter card that had changed like a million times, but it was all like in the classic days. Yeah,
that was changed a bunch of times. Yeah, that's not on the list.
Freaking like similar idea with like Pyroblast was changed around a couple times, I think. And stuff like that, but that's all like been long ago, and they haven't had any recent changes. So, was it? Did they ever? No, I don't think they changed Xerx's cloning gallery. Did they? No,
no.
I don't think they changed it at all.
Cloning gallery, I think, stayed the same.
I'm trying to think about, because obviously some of the Boomsday cards were like legendary spells and whatnot, but that's not necessarily all of it.
Legendary spells get touched? I don't even know.
I mean, Luna's God.
Yeah, that's the good part.
But that might have already been it. Actually, Luna herself might have been changed once, but definitely not twice.
I don't think Stargazer. No.
Definitely not twice. I'm not sure if she was...
But Stargazer, I don't think so.
So I know that, again, at that rotation, when the Boomsday cards rotated out, they undid a bunch of nerfs for cards that were hitting Wild then, and I think one or two cards that actually were already in Wild at that point. And so that's where a lot of those probably come from. Because they literally just reverted changes. Ergo, that's kind of two changes, even though it's still the original card at the end. See, asking me memory questions, of course, is unfair because I have, like, really bad memory when it comes to most things. Seems
like a good. Couple more legends, and
yeah,
a lot of them, like the very impactful. If you think of the very strong legends throughout the years.
Very strong legends throughout the years.
There's one quite notable and currently still important one that has been nerfed twice.
Okay. Currently important. It has been nerfed twice. Yikes.
Twice.
Huh.
Due to being incredibly strong.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's currently relevant? In standard?
In standard.
Ooh, nice. Actually, wait. Speaking of not standard,
okay.
Did they ever revert Barnes?
No.
So that's just one nerf since...
Yeah. Barnes.
I dusted him and didn't care about any changes they would have made to him afterwards. Currently relevant in standard. That means it's got to be a classic card or from the last couple expansions.
Very, very famous card, actually.
Is it freaking Kane? Not Kane, the other one. Though they did change Kane once, I think, right?
Who?
Kane Sunfury?
Oh, yeah, not him.
Altruist was at least changed once, but I think also just exactly once. So that's... It's actually not as easy as it sounds, I think, the question.
It's tough. It's definitely one of the most prominent cards of the year.
Yeah.
See him all the time. Very impactful.
What card?
That one, that's the one I want you to get at least, and the other ones we can go to.
Okay. Kel'Thas Sunstrider.
Yes, there we go. His cost was changed and his effect was changed.
Right, because he was originally 6.
And this every third spell costs 0.
Yeah, but it's two separate changes. Yep. Oh God.
That was one of the big ones.
I don't think anything in the recent patch is on the list because you wrote it before, and also I don't think any of them were changed before. Correct. I think those are all first timers.
The ones that's coming out next week are not on there because there isn't any relevant ones.
What else? You know what? Can you, like, give me some, like, not very clear hints, but, like, some vague hints, maybe, too? Because...
Suicide. Premature suicide. Randomness.
Is it the fucking Mage Quest?
No.
Because that one was changed, I think, once? But that was also only changed once, I think, since then. Randomness. RNG.
Yeah.
Random number generation.
Think about a card that does a lot of randomness.
Mayor Noggenfog. I don't think he was changed ever. He's just not good.
Card does a lot of randomness and kills itself a lot. There we go. Because he got nerfed and then changed back later.
Yogg Saron.
Yes.
Pope's End.
Exactly.
I think.
And if you don't know his change,
right.
He got changed to, because he casts random spells. So he got changed to nerf him that while he's casting spells, he casts a spell that kills himself.
Or transforms.
He stops casting. And then they reverted later. And because he killed himself so much, he was weak.
I think that's one of the 2 or 3 wild unnerfs that they did during that huge slate of unnerfs of but that's one of the cards that was already in wild at the time. So that's definitely also like there should be like one or two more that were unnerfed at the same time.
Oh yeah.
And were already in wild. I mean, of course, a bunch of others that rotated into wild.
Okay, one more that you could get is one of the absolutely most famous characters in all of Warcraft ever. Like one of the faces of the franchise. Like talking big time.
Illidan Stormrage. Did they... I mean, I guess they kind of changed him when they made him Xavius, and the fucking satyrs are demons instead of the Flames of Azeroth.
Correct.
But when did they change him the other time?
He initially had a battle cry, apparently, which got removed to the passive effect whenever you play a card. And his health was once nerfed also. So 3 separate occasions.
I don't remember any of those, I just remember when they changed him to Xavius. And
those were the 3.
That's a stealth buff, by the way, that no one ever talked about. Because the satyrs are demons, the freaking Flames of Azeroth that Illidan used to summon were elementals. And unless you are somehow playing to plan Illidan with Cauldron Elemental, there is really no elemental synergy on the board.
Exactly. Because
elemental synergy usually is based on playing them from hand.
Yeah.
Whereas, of course, when you summon them, that doesn't happen. And demon synergy can be on board. So technically, Xavius is stronger than Illidan used to be.
Yeah.
Not strong enough to be played.
Do you want me to go through the rest of the nerfs here, or the rest of the cards?
1 second. Okay. They changed a couple of Q block cards. That must have been after Knights. But I'm not sure if they changed any of them twice. Like, Possessed Lackey was increased in cost, but I think that's only one change.
Stuck around. So
the Sacrificial Pact, no, that's not the one. The other pact, I think had two separate things changed, I think, but it was in one nerf as well, wasn't it?
That might be true. Oh, Dark Pact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they increase it by like 1 mana and half the healing or something?
Just half the healing.
Did just half the healing? They nerfed that deck in a couple of places, but I think all of those cards were nerfed exactly once. I think.
Yeah. But you mentioned Sack Pact, so I'll give you that. Sack Pact is on the list, in fact.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
I remember the most recent change. I don't remember it being changed before then.
The most recent change is just targeting enemy own demons. And actually, its cost was once changed from 2 to 0 mana.
Right. It used to cost mana. That's... I remember my favorite interaction is still from way back in Classic was Sack Pacting opposing Jiraxis.
Yes. People played Jiraxis.
He was playable. I mean, he's technically...
Classic Hearthstone.
He's technically playable. I once won a game with him.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the same way that, like, Hogger is technically playable because he's a card in your collection that you can put in the deck. But that's the only meaning of playable.
I actually won a game with him, but I discovered him off of Twisted Knowledge, so that's not quite the same.
If you have to specifically point out that you once won a game with a card, it's a bad card. Rule of thumb. But yes, Sack Pact is on the list.
Sack Pact is on the list.
It's on the list.
That's the problem, right? There's a bunch of like freaking beta nerfs that happened or buffs that I'm just not aware of, and then they were recently changed, and it's like
some of them. Some of them where you definitely were.
Warsong Commander, I don't know.
Not on the list. Hasn't been changed in a long time.
I see. That's one of those where I could have totally seen it having been changed twice. Though it's like,
alright, let's go through the rest here.
You know what? Can you just instead of saying the card, just like say like some like in-game information about it, like class, cost, something that might help me get it.
This next one is you should also get. It's neutral card and it's a legendary.
A neutral legendary.
Very impactful, and it was changed twice, also nerfed twice, like Kel'Thas.
Neutral legendary.
Yeah.
Currently in standard?
Mm-hmm.
A neutral legendary is currently in standard and was nerfed multiple times.
Yeah. Well, I should say strictly nerfed once, and arguably, but not strictly nerfed the other time.
Okay, so it's probably one of those where it's like, oh, it costs 1 more mana, but also has 1 more attack sort of things.
Well, that would be an example of that, but
yeah,
it's not that effect, but something like that.
You know what, just since I'm not going to guess this right now, right off my head, and we do want to get through this, tell me the expansion / set. Descent of Dragons. A neutral legendary.
Which could also maybe tell you that it is a dragon.
It is a dragon. Dragon Queen Alexstrasza.
Yes.
Oh, Are you saying it because of the carpet that the second one is not a strict nerf?
No, the first one
Wait, what's the other nerf?
Once that the dragons that she adds to her hand cost 1 instead of 0.
Oh, and the other time that she can't get herself anymore.
Yes, it says other dragons. 2 other dragons to her hand instead of 2 dragons.
Wait, did they specifically... Right, they did specifically change it on Alex.
Good for that, yeah.
And then now made it a general rule in the game.
Exactly. Because that was the example for why now that's the case. For discoveries and also additions. Yeah. So also double change.
Arguably, neither of them is a strict nerf. But one of them only because of a very small edge case synergy.
The cost things is a nerf.
Magic carpet.
No.
One word. Actually 2 words. Magic carpet.
Absolute nerf.
I totally played in my warlock that has a carpet. Nerf. But not... I actually used to not include it when they cost 0. But not because of that, but rather because the mana got slower. But
absolutely.
Okay, next one.
Next one, legendary beast got buffed twice, arguably. One's strictly, one's not strictly.
A legendary beast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have it in golden. In case that helps you at all. You were there when I pulled it, I think.
It's not the Beast.
Nope.
It's not King Crush, I think.
Nope.
Because that one also was always horrible. Well, a legendary beast. I don't know.
It's the lurker below. One of the changes was that he got his beast tag to begin with,
which he was supposed to always have.
Yeah. And then other than that, his health was changed from 3 to 5.
Right.
That's the lurker below.
And the reason why the beast tag is not a strict buff is because of freaking Hammond Nessingwary.
Exactly.
From GVG or something. It's like way
So then it's Sackpack, then Dr. Boom. You got both of those. The next one is one of the absolutely most infamous cards for like a small period of time ever from Boomsday. What card in the beginning of Boomsday was in every deck, no matter what?
The beginning of Boomsday?
Yeah. No matter what. Every deck.
I mean...
More than Ziliax ever was.
Right. So, gotta be a neutral card, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be in every deck.
Every deck.
It's not a legendary, I'm pretty sure.
Correct.
Which also, of course, helps in terms of mana cost. I don't know, actually.
It's Giggling Inventor.
Oh, yes!
From 5 mana to 7, and then from 7 down to 6.
Huge nerf! Yeah. That's what I was talking about!
One.
When I said they unnerfed a lot of the Boomsday cards when they rotated.
Exactly, that's one of them.
And I said one of them, they increased the cost and then decreased it...
By less.
Yeah, exactly.
To 6, yeah.
When they actually tried to balance it rather than just...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's where it is now. So that's one of them.
I kind of alluded to that earlier, but I had it somewhere in my mind, but I couldn't have come up with the card.
Another one, I can't really describe this one. This is it's Raiding Party, which went from 3 to 4 mana in standard, and then back when it went to wild. Back to 3.
Yeah, fair.
This next one is...
You could have said that we played it in the most recent Throwback Thursday?
I could have said that. This one is also a Boomsday card. And the effect, it had purely its effect changed due to an interaction that occurred when Snip Snap was added into the game.
Right. It is a Boomsday. Oh, right. Wait. A Boomsday card that was changed because of... There was the freaking Mech Warper Glina Krauskin thing, but they changed it somewhere that Snip Snap just couldn't be reduced below 1, or Echo cards could not be reduced below 1. Which card in particular was changed because of Snip? Is that like Galvanizer or something? I don't think so. No, what is it?
It's Reckless Experimenter. Minions you play cost 3 less, but die at the end of turn, and then can't be reduced below 1 because with Snip Snap people will just pull off OTKs.
And that was changed twice.
It was changed back later whenever it went to wild.
Oh, they changed it back? I think they changed it so that Echo cards generally can't cost less than 1 anymore.
And they changed Reckless back.
So that means they effectively just changed the text on the card because the interaction stays the same.
Yep.
But yeah, fair enough.
Next one is a basic spell that's been around forever. And
Mind Blast. No, wait, that rotated.
It's in Priest.
Wait, is it Power Word Shield that they ever changed it? I was almost gonna guess it earlier, but I was like, I can't come up with another change they made to it.
It was changed 3 times, actually. So
must have been back in the day, like in the beta days.
There was once a cost change to it. I think it cost 1. No, wait, it cost...
Yes, it cost 1 for all the time I knew it.
I think it cost 0 and gave +2 health. Then it cost 1, gave +2 and drew a card, and now it costs 0 again and gives +3 health.
Wait, it gives +2 still. It just doesn't draw anymore.
Well, then it used to, right? Then that's what it was. It used to give 3.
Okay,
Then it used to give 2 and draw for 1, and now it got down to 0 and only gives +2. That's what it is. Next one is, I can't describe this one well. Temple Enforcer. He got an attack buff, and then his cost was later reduced, and his attack nerfed again.
Yeah.
2 different changes, though. Illidan you already got. This one is once again one of the cases that was a very oppressive one, and so it changed the cost. I'll give you a hint that mostly priests and druids used it, and it's one of those cheat cards. Actually,
you know what? When you mentioned priest, I thought of something.
Yeah.
Raza the Change was nerfed and unnerfed.
True.
But that is not the one you're talking about, because druids didn't use it,
Raza's
obviously. Priest and druid use it mostly.
Yes. Due to cards like Ultimate Infestation and Mind Control.
Summoner?
Yes, Spiteful Summoner. It went from 6 to 7 and also back in cost.
Right, that was also at the same time as a lot of the others when they made the wild rotation thing.
This one is also kind of tough to describe. It's Call of the Wild, which went from 8 to 9 mana and then back, because Spellhunter was very strong.
Right! Dude, I played this today in the Tavern Brawl.
Call of the Wild?
Yes, the freaking Unidentified Brawl.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not even that I had it in my deck. It's, I got freaking, the legendary ethereal guy who gives you a random spell as an inspire.
Right.
And I got that. And I actually remember that it used to be 9 for a while.
Yep. And now it's back to 8. Next one is Emerald Spellstone, which is same treatment, went from 5 to 6 and back, because Spellhunter was strong. You mentioned Raza, you mentioned Yogg, Sludge Slurper, Pocket Galaxy, all of those got mentioned. This one is also a Boomsday one, or one of the smaller ones, that is Extra Arms, which was actually buffed.
And
the cost from 3 to 1 and back. From 3 to 2, sorry.
Yeah, that's one of those that came with the Rise of the Mech. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, no, we went too far, undo it.
They undid it.
Like a lot of the ones from Boomsday that were in there, that are in there.
Okay,
well, it's not in, well, no, it is from Boomsday, actually, yeah.
How about a classic, very iconic spell for Rogue?
Vanish? No, that wasn't, I don't think that was changed, it was just Hall of Fame at one point.
Used with Vanish.
Prep!
Yes, preparation. It went from reducing the cost by 2 to reducing it by 3 and back to 2.
Okay. I don't remember it ever being 2, but sure.
It was apparently originally 2.
I mean, again, it can be that some of those were literally like during like the early years of Classic or even Beta, where it's like, I started playing during Classic, but that's a big time thing. So, I don't know when exactly.
How about a basic Hunter spell that's also iconic but hasn't been played in a while since it got nerfed the last time?
Hunter's Mark.
Yes. It used to be 1 turn only effect. Then they made it to where it's perpetual.
Yeah.
Cost to 1, and then they nerfed the cost to 2.
I mean, to be fair, I would have rather had them nerf it back to being once a turn, but probably in most use cases that wouldn't have changed anything.
0 mana at the time. This one is a iconic mage minion, especially in tempo.
Mana Worm.
Yes. Used to have 0 attack and cost 1, and it cost 1 attack, and then it had 1 attack and cost 1, and now it has 1 attack and costs 2.
It's one of those where, again, I think they did the nerf so hard that it's barely playable. So maybe they should have thought about just reducing the stats a little bit. The 0-3 is maybe, I mean, honestly, they could have printed it as a 0-2 probably. Yeah.
And then there's the last one. This is Naga Sea Witch, who had the effect changed, how it worked, and also the cost adjusted from 5 to 8. So
right, I remember that. Yeah,
it was destroying wild on turn 5 with the giants.
I remember that. I remember both of those actually. Yeah.
And other than that, we just had Molten Giants. So that's the list. And the list will be 2 or 3 times as long if I look further down into the House of Expansions.
But that's when
I stopped at Frozen Throne because the list was long.
But that's when you get like the Unleashed Hounds shenanigans where it's like, I don't remember Unleashed Hounds ever being different, but it was changed a bunch.
It was a bunch. So that's that. Let us know how many of those you did know. But we have a Song of the Week, and then we'll be done. We'll be out here. So there. What's the Song of the Week?
My Song of the Week is "Blowin' in the Wind" by Bob Dylan.
How many roads must a man walk before you call him a man. How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand?
That's old.
Here's the thing, right? You might have used it before. I'm pretty sure I haven't. And I looked at the Bob Dylan folder when I was like trying to pick out a song. And I've actually heard it recently.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Which is always a bonus for like it being Song of the Week because it actually makes it relevant to the week.
Yeah.
And I think it is the only song that I have by Bob Dylan that I have not had as a Song of the Week in one form or other.
That might be true.
Because I've had Hurricane, I've had The Times That Are Changing, I had Knocking on Heaven's Door,
You have Like a Rolling Stone?
I had Like a Rolling Stone but by the Stones, and I think
That was heresy at that time.
and I had a freaking Mr. Tambourine Man but by the Birds.
You might have, yeah.
So
this is, man, you threw all of Bob Dylan. That's crazy. There we go. Yeah, that's a really good one. Mine is also a bit old school, not as old school in terms of when it was made, but you'll remember it as a song from the old school days. It's Voices by Rev Theory.
I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's trying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head, they count to me, they understand, they talk to me, they talk to me.
Oh, yes.
More commonly to most people known as
the Randy Orton theme.
The intro theme for Randy Orton from WWE, which was one of the best, by the way. Like, it was fantastic. Like, every time he showed up, people were like, yo, dude, this is a thing.
Yeah, that for the longest time, that used to be my absolute favorite WWE theme.
Right.
I think if you had to ask me right now, it's definitely top. I would still think top 3.
Yeah.
But it's not the best.
What's the best?
Cult of Personality.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's kind of obvious. True, actually. But this one's also really good. I think they're both almost on the same level. I think one is great. That's my song of the week. You will have heard them if they didn't get blocked, and then there were snippets there. You know what the songs sound like, so hopefully that's the case. Let us know your song of the week in the comments of the video, as well as your crossword score, and then we're going to see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it.
That's it.